scares my parents is the effect social media has on my generation, because my accounts are monitored 100%, and I only access them with my mum when we sit and answer messages together. And social media can be an amazing platform, but can also be a scary one. And I do get some odd messages and trolled too. So
Yes.
why do you think we are becoming so reliant on these platforms when we know most of what you see is only good and is most of what you see is only a good and not a true representation of life?
Well, I think it's like everything. It's what I say to my little girl, everything in moderation. You know, I think social media can be great, but it also, like you say, Charlie, it can be a very strange landscape to be on sometimes. And sometimes people are very angry. You know, when I did EastEnders, you know, I was only playing a character in something. Some people were so rude and horrible to me for no other reason than they just didn't like the fact that it was me playing it, not me personally, but that it wasn't a different actor. And, you know, when I used to get upset and then I would get angry and think, gosh, I'm only doing my job. But what I found was I either had to ignore them or I had to say, I'd look at their profile, and if they seemed like a nice person, I would call to their humanity and say, hi, thank you for tagging me in this post. You seem like a really nice person. Can we just be a bit nicer to each other? And more often than not, Charlie, people will go, oh, I'm so sorry, because they forget. They forget that there's a real person at the end of something.
Yeah.
I mean, I did, to be honest, I did stop. I just didn't. I took Twitter off my phone. I'm not on Facebook. I think I've had an account, but I haven't done anything with it for like 12 years. But, you know, I went on Twitter because I thought it would be fun. And a lot of the time it is fun, but sometimes it's not fun. And it's tricky. It's tricky. There's a part of me that would love to, and I toy with the idea of just getting rid of it and just go, I don't need it. I've got my friends, but I have met some wonderful people. That's the only thing that keeps me staying there.
Yeah.
I've made some proper friends on it. You and I are chatting, and we wouldn't be having this moment if we hadn't kind of met virtually on Twitter. So it can be very, very good. But like anything, I think, in moderation. You know, sometimes I'll go a couple of weeks without looking at it because I think, especially when the world's in a bit of a dodgy old place, it can be quite negative.
Yeah.
And you know, it's hard enough at the moment without all that going on as well.
Yeah, so one thing I do know is how generous people in the arts are, and they always give their time to speak with me, speak with people like me, or do charity concerts or charity shows. So, do you work with any charities?
No, I don't. Bizarrely,
Oh.
I say bizarrely because I do a lot of. I try to highlight dyslexia a lot because my little girl has dyslexia. I have dyslexia, although I didn't know that that's what it was. It's only recently that I've realised really that that's what I've had, and that did affect me when I was younger, and probably in exams and things like that. You know, I'm not an academic person. I'm a bright person, but I'm not academic. And of course, when I went to Sylvia's, all I wanted to do was sing and dance and be a silly Billy. So my academics went out the window. Although I have to say, at this juncture, Sylvia Young's theatre school is now academically very good. I've got waylaid with myself there. Yes, so charities. I try and amplify stuff about dyslexia whenever I can. And like Hannah Waddingham, I know you know Hannah a little.
Yeah.
Hannah and I went on Pointless Celebrities, which makes me laugh. I think that's the funniest thing I've ever heard, that I am officially a pointless celebrity. And I did mine was for dyslexia, and we did win. we did win that one. But, you know, I don't work for specific charities, no.
Yeah. So now's for some funny questions.
Oh, come on then, let's have it.
What role would you most like to play, regardless of gender, animal, or age, if there were even any roles left for you to play?
Oh, there's plenty, Charlie. I always wanted to play, and it will never happen anymore, which I'm very sad about. I always wanted to play Eliza Doolittle. I would have loved to have played Eliza Doolittle, and if I could, there was a part that I could play, I would want to play that opposite Alex Jennings, because I went to see him do it with Joe Riding, who was wonderful. But Alex Jennings, I think, was the best Professor Higgins I've ever seen in my life, in one of the best theatre performances I've ever seen. He was amazing. So I would have liked to have done that. Oh, there's plenty. I've had this kind of fantasy my whole adult life of getting to do all of Mr. Sondheim's shows, and not necessarily playing big parts in them all, but being it, having done them all. That would be wonderful. So if I could actually do that, I would be on my deathbed very happy. I played every part in Sondheim.
I've been in every Sondheim show ever created. And then lying on your deathbed, we've just got news. A new Sondheim show has come out.
Long shot, screaming in.
And then everything goes black. Boom.
Everything goes black. That's good. I like it. We'll make that movie.
So I'm always getting in trouble for asking pointless questions that I never have an answer, but I ask them anyway. That's why I love doing these interviews, because people have to answer my questions. So what do you most get in trouble for of your partner and daughter?
Oh, what do I get in trouble for? That's a good question. I'm trying to think. I used to, it doesn't happen so much, but I talked to my daughter about this. I used to be quite good at being quiet, and then when we'd get to go to bed, I would then start going, and then this happened, and blah, 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 and start chatting far too much. And Ray, my other half, used to go, I'm tired, should we shut up? But that doesn't, because now I'm too tired and I just go to sleep. I try to think, what do I do that annoys people? Probably singing. When Betsy was a baby, and this is true, when she was a baby, I remember holding her in my arms, tiny little bubba, and I was like this loud. I was like, twinkle, singing so quietly, twinkle, twinkle, and she was looking at me, and then a little hand came up, and I thought, oh, she's going to stroke my cheek. I was looking at her, and she literally went.
Wait, literally just.
pinched my lips together. I think I annoy my daughter when I say, come on, let's do piano practice, because she has to learn. She's playing the piano and she finds it hard work. And I go, come on. Things like that I get told off about. But I'm generally, Charlie, very easygoing. And I think they're very lucky to have me in their house.
Yes. So, and do you know who else they're lucky to have in their house?
Who?
Sir Laurence Olivier.
Sir Larry. Sir Laurence Olivier, that just happens to be there, which is very good for knocking robbers out if they try and rob the house in the middle of the night. That's why I need to put it back in the bedroom.
So here's the question that you've actually already answered. Have you ever tripped over or done anything embarrassing at something like a red carpet event or on stage? Or
I do it a lot, tripping over. I've told you my one falling off the stage, which was horrendous. I also did one of one of the first plays I did, oh gosh, I can't even remember what it was called, but my first entrance, Charlie, it was in a little pub theatre, and I had to be a bit, hi guys, I was American, I wore these really short shorts, like my bum cheeks were showing and everything, and had to have a fake tan on, and I was I was meant to be this kind of really sassy teenager. And I remember my first entrance, walking on and tripping over and falling flat on my face when I was trying to look all cool and like this cool happening teenager. That was not good. I tend to fall over and trip over quite a lot, or forget what I'm meant to be doing. I remember doing that. I remember doing that at the RSC when I was in, what was it? Beggar's Opera, and lovely David Burt. Do you know David Burt? I tell you who David Burt is. On the original cast album of Les Mis, he's Enjolras. Now, David Burt is a legend, but he's very, very, very naughty. Like, if you ask anyone that was in Les Mis with him, he was he's very naughty, very funny man. Like, I remember the stories about him in Les Mis were legendary. Apparently, the chain gang at being, he did this whole thing where he pretended to free himself. He did just on his own, just by himself, because he was bored one day, freed himself, and then ran off the stage. But before he exited, he went, yay! And another time, you're like this one, when they go, you at the barricade, listen to this. No one is coming to help you to fight, that bit. So when you're on the barricade, you're all like, oh, you are on the barricade. And then he goes, do, 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 do. And then you at the barricade, listen to this. And we all stop. And Enjolras is at the top like that. Shh, listen, let's listen to what they're going to say. Anyway, this one time, there was a guy called Tony Pedretti, who's now a brilliant singing teacher. But Tony, when you have to leave the stage a little bit earlier to get in the side of the stage, and there was a microphone and a TV screen where you could see the MD, and he'd let you do that, like, right, sing. But he forgot, for some reason, and he didn't go off stage. So it went, silence. David Burt was like that. And there was just silence, and all you could hear was the orchestra playing, and the MD on the TV screen was like, but he kept playing the music, and David Burt went, we've won! So he was very naughty. So I was doing what was it, Beggar's Opera with him, and we used to giggle quite a lot, and I completely forgot my lines. I had a lot of lines. I was Lucy Lockett, and I didn't know what I was doing. So the only thing I could think of to do while I was trying to remember what my next line was kiss him. And I kissed him for so long. I mean, it must have been embarrassing for the audience, because I must have thought, why is she just kissing him for so long? Because I was just trying to buy time to remember what my lines were. But I've had plenty. I've fallen off things. I trip over. I've slid down things. I've forgotten my lines. In Follies, I used to fall over all the time in the mirror number because I was a rubbish tap dancer, flat on my bum. So lots of them.
So what is your most disgusting habit? And come on, this is my favourite question. And don't worry, there are loads of really bad ones coming out now.
Oh, see, disgusting. My daughter would say this was disgusting. I vape. There we are. There's a terrible admission. I used to be a smoker, so I stopped smoking and I vape. I'm pretty good because I don't drink, but I do vape, which is rubbish, isn't it? And I love chocolate. That's pretty. I could eat chocolate all day. I could eat crisps and chocolate if that's all I could eat in the world. Another disgusting, because I don't drink alcohol, I really love Diet Coke.
Dad does. My dad does, because neither my mum or my dad drink alcohol really. So my dad likes Diet Pepsi, and my mum loves flavored water.
Oh, good for her. See, she wins all the awards. That's brilliant. She runs.
Oh, and it's sugar-free flavored water.
That's brilliant.
But I just like water.
I should take a leaf out of your mum. I like, well, sometimes nothing will do apart from a glass of cold water.
Yeah, with ice in it.
With ice in it. And do you know what else I love sometimes? A freezing cold glass of milk and a Mars bar. Oh.
Oh no, but what I like is there's a really nice M&S peach iced tea, and it's freshly squeezed proper tea, and it's so delicious. A freezing cold glass of that with some ice in it is the nicest thing, even on
the coldest day. Have you tried it? Is it you could try it hot. I bet it's nice on a cold day.
But
hot.
Even on the coldest of winter days, it is so nice, and it almost warms you having it so freezing cold.
I think when I did Bridges of Madison County, because my character, which was hilarious, Charlie, because I was being all Italian American, and I go, you want some iced tea? And I think that's what they used to put in the fridge that my character used to drink all the time, and it was delicious. Peach iced tea from M&S.
Yes. All the lemon stuff's nice too. Oh. So now it's for a round of quickfire questions.
Okay.
Favorite city?
Favorite city? London.
Chocolate or Haribo?
Chocolate.
Text or talk?
Text.
Last song downloaded?
Who do what? Say that again?
Last song downloaded.
Oh, the last song I downloaded? I think it was you singing your You Will Be Found.
Yay!
Woohoo!
Woohoo! You win a prize now. I don't know what prize you win, but you win a prize because you're the first person to say that. So you win a prize. Yay!
The Blue Peter badge. When you get it, I want it back to me in the post.
In a special encased in a special glass case.
Exactly.
Favorite musical? Wonder what that is.
My favorite musical. Oh, that's hard. There are so many.
I thought you would have said West Side Story.
It's not my favorite.
Hamilton.
Well, I was going to say Hamilton. Because you must go and see it, Charlie. I went to see it with my little girl because I had some pals in it, and I went to see their last matinee. It was the best money I've spent in the theatre ever. I couldn't believe it, and I'd not listened to the album. I just kept looking at my other half going, this is incredible. Oh, so what I love most about that album, now I've listened to it to death because my daughter loves it too. The arrangements are so cool. What they've done with it, the vocal arrangements and the way they've used music in that, brilliant. So
Lin-Manuel Miranda is a genius close to Sondheim's level.
I agree.
Along with probably Stephen Schwartz, Pascal and Paul, and Toby Marlowe.
Love it. That's another big hit in our house, 6. Yeah, my daughter gets annoyed when I sing that.
Favorite superpower?
I'd love to fly.
You see, do you know what people always say? It's either fly or turn invisible.
Oh, invisible, I'd be scared in case people said horrible things about me that I thought my friends. I'd be too scared about that.
Yeah, it's always either fly or invisible. I haven't actually had a different one yet.
What's your one?
Me, I think I'd love to have portals.
Ooh.
So I could go to go to different dimensions, or I could go to different places, just zoom, walk through.
That would be pretty cool. That would be very cool.
Forget planes. There we go. Problem to climate change solved. Portals.
Sorted. That will get you your blue
and you're
Peter
there.
badge. That's what you need to sort the portal stuff out. Then you'll get your blue Peter badge.
First celebrity crush.
You're gonna laugh. Well, you might not laugh because you might not know who it is. Steve Davis. Do you know who Steve Davis is?
No.
He's a snooker player. I really had a massive crush on him. How embarrassing is that?
Hey,
Very.
your choice, but my dad's just said very. Childhood book.
Childhood book. I loved James and the Giant Peach. I can't remember much about it now, but I did love James and the Giant Peach.
Favorite place to eat?
Well, there's lots of posh restaurants I like, but I do love a Wagamama's.
You see, my last interview said that.
Who was that? Who's the Wagamama?
Lizzie B. She was just as hilarious as you.
Oh, she's crazy. I've known her for years. We did a job together in New York.
Wow.
Me and Lizzie B. Yes, we did. It was a workshop for Jerry Mitchell for a show. And I love Lizzie.
And I've interviewed Jerry Mitchell.
Whatty woo?
And I've interviewed Jerry Mitchell.
Have you? You know, did you get him to sing Six?
No.
He loves Six. Before it went to New York, before they were even tickling with the idea, he used to sing Get Down. He knows all the moves and everything.
Oh, I like that song. Yeah, that's one of my favourites.
I love Jerry. Isn't he gorgeous?
Yeah. Harry Potter house.
I've never read Harry Potter.
Watched it?
No. So I don't know. What Harry Potter house would you think?
Well, I just need to ask you one question. How would you best describe yourself? Brave, cunning, smart, like very like almost goony, or brave, cunning, smart, or almost like goony, like really.
What's goony?
Really weird.
Weird?
Like really weird.
No, I don't think I'm weird. I guess I would say brave.
You're Gryffindor.
I don't think I'm very brave. Gryffindor, there we are. Sorted. I'm a Gryffindor then.
So I've got a tongue twister for you.
Okay.
If you must cross a course.
Shall I say it?
Yeah, and say it back to me.
If you must cross a course.
Cross cow across a crowded cow crossing.
Cross cow across a crowded cow crossing.
And now you say it.
If you must cross a course, cross a cow in a what? In a crowded cow crossing. What was it?
If you must cross a course, cross cow across a crowded cow crossing.
Oh, I can't say that. It's too much.
Okay.
Can you do this one? She stood upon the balcony.
Yeah. She stood up on the balcony.
Inimicably mimicking him hiccuping.
Oh, this one. Inimicably mimicking him hiccuping.
And amicably welcoming him in.
And amicably welcoming him in.
Very good.
She stood up on the balcony.
Inimicably.
Inimicably mimicking him hiccuping. Amicably welcoming him in.
Very good. And what I'm most impressed about is your memory. You remembered it. I can't remember what I did 2 days ago.
Thank you. Thank you. So I've got some good news. You managed to survive the interview. Woo!
I'm still here. And you survived talking to me without falling asleep. I'm very, very proud of you.
Oh, I don't know if I could have fallen asleep. But Thank you so much for this, Jenna. It's
My
been
absolute
such
pleasure.
a pleasure and an honour interviewing you.
Snap. The feeling's mutual, and I can't wait to see you when all this horrendousness is over and we can all see each other and give each other a massive hug.
Yeah.
And I'll take you to Waggers and get you some really hot, chilly food and watch your head blow off.
We'll
go with Lizzie B. We'll go with Lizzie B.
Yeah.
She's very funny. She's a very funny girl.
Very funny, very funny. You can tell why she's Tracy.
Yeah. She'll be brilliant. I can't wait to see her doing it.
Yeah, she will be awesome.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Jenna. Bye.
My pleasure. Bye, sweetie. Take care.
Bye. You too. What another amazing interview. So if you want more interviews like that, more amazing interviews of people that will help change the world, make sure to like and subscribe and turn on that notifications button and go follow my Instagram. I call it the 4 clicks. Like, subscribe, turn on the notifications, and follow my Instagram. Come on, guys. We all want to make a change, so this is going to be how we do it. Bye.